Okay, since I can't get my microphones together, let me at least get my thoughts together. This is a quick outline of what I want to talk about in this particular podcast episode, and that is treating your business as though it were a client. About a week or so ago, I had a one-on-one coaching session with someone, and it was we were talking about different things related to our virtual assistant business, but we also got into how I have said many times on the podcast, and if this is your very first time hearing this, I want you to start treating your business as your number one client, as one of your clients. It's easy to neglect your number one client because we're so close to that client. That client is us. If you can figure out a way to make that client come to life for you so that you will show up for that client exactly how you would show up for a different client. And I was going to say a paying client, but your number one client pays you through other projects, because if that number one is not taken care of, you aren't going to get paid. I am switching my email list from MailChimp to ConvertKit. And there are a few, it's an easy process. It's just I didn't realize how many different tags and segments I had from MailChimp that came over. And just seeing that long list, like I want it to be simplified. So when I select who gets the email, it's like one or two tags and not 70 that I have right now. And in my process of doing this, I thought to myself, if this were a task for a client where I had to move their email list from MailChimp to ConvertKit, I wouldn't let it frustrate me. I would just know this is the process. This is how it goes. I have to be patient because these tags have to be selected one at a time, either adding tags or removing tags, just making sure that people have some type of tag. But if this were for a client, I would be much more patient. I would be much more detailed in making sure no one got missed. But I found myself, because it's my list, I found myself like, oh, it'll be okay. But no, if this were a client, I would get everything over, everything situated, and then compare to make sure the count is right. And if the count is off, just making sure names are matched. And it's possible that the count could be right and the names are not right. Point being, I would make sure that it was exactly right for a client. So why, when it's for me, I let things slip through the cracks? And then it reminded me of that session. And then I needed to grab my phone. And I needed to come tell you about it. And how as much as we say, oh, I want it to be perfect, I want it to be right, that's not always true. We just want to check a box off for ourselves really quickly so we can get to the more important clients. But you and I both know our business is an important client as well. So let's not be neglectful of the number one client, even though it's not a direct exchange of income. It is an exchange of income. I know it's hard to see it that way because, we have clients we reach out to, we talk to, we email, we communicate with them. And when it's our business, it's like we put off. Just like, and, I don't want to stereotype everybody listening to the podcast. I know we could have men and women here. However, if I were to take a poll, majority of you are women, and we tend to put everybody else ahead of ourselves and put ourselves off to the back burner. Oh, it can wait until it's an emergency and it can't wait. We can't treat our business like that. It can wait, it can wait, it can wait. In your business, it cannot wait. It can't wait for your microphones to be working correctly, because even in recording this, I got microphones that need to be charged. My main podcast microphone is not connecting to my phone. I mean, I instantly had to run upstairs to record this because I didn't want to miss the flow of what I'm saying. By the time I got my iPad and got all situated, the flow of what I'm saying would not be here. So I just, hey, this is it for today. It might not sound great if you're listening to the audio, but I want the message to get to you. This room may be a little echoey. It won't be like that next time, but this could not wait. It could not wait. It could not wait for the right time, because it's like right on the tip of my tongue. And if I put it off, it would be put off for another week and another week, and before you know it, it'll be 2025. There are some things that I'm leaving in 2024. And that's one of those things I'm leaving in 2024. The need for things to be so perfectly right, things to be set up so right. Yes, on a normal day, normal situation, yes, all the things would be connected and working and all this stuff. But you and I both know that's not always possible. And if number one has been getting put on the back burner, I'm calling out an emergency. This is your 911 to take care of your number one client. Because if that client isn't up and moving and healthy, it spills into your other clients. Start moving. If you're not sure what direction to go in, it's easy for me to say, oh, get started. If you're not sure what direction to go in, I want you to make a list of every single thing you already know how to do. Don't discount anything. If you think it's something small, write it anyway. We tend to think about, oh, the big, humongous things we did, or the big project we got paid for, and forget about maybe a smaller project. It might have been small for that person, but it could be larger for the next one. Write down what you've been doing on your job, what you've been doing volunteering, what you've been doing at church. Write every single thing down that fits into virtual assistant work. What does that mean? Does it fall under administrative? Does it fall under creative? Does it fall under technical? When you get that list down and you see every single thing on that list, then I want you, for each one, is to look at what is required to do that skill. If you were helping them at church sift through data, who still gets a mailing, who no longer gets a mailing, what was required to do that task? Was it a manual thing where you're looking on a list? Required you to be detail oriented. Was it in an Excel spreadsheet? It required you to be familiar with an Excel spreadsheet. Every single thing you wrote down that you already know how to do, then have subsets of each one. What is required for those things? Why am I having you do this as an action item? The reason being is because we don't always realize how much we have to offer. And if you can see it written, write it down. Don't put it on the computer. Write it down so you can see it in black and white. If you can see all that you've done, that's going to help boost your confidence to let you know, hey, I have done this. I have done that. And as you write, you realize more and more things that you have done. And the fact of having to flip the page because you've run out of room and you got to go to the next page and the next page and the next page, that helps give you a boost as well. Don't take anything for granted that you've done. Get it all on paper. I'll give you a week to do that. And put it in a notebook somewhere where you can easily find it, because the episode after that is going to pick up right where you left off and writing down every single thing that you know how to do and the subset of those things underneath. I'll tell you what to do with it in the next episode. So if you have any questions, comments, go ahead. If you're watching on YouTube, post that below. If you're watching on Facebook, post it below. If you're listening on iTunes or wherever podcasts are, then I want you to run to YouTube or run to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/TBBVA. That acronym stands for The Business of Being a Virtual Assistant. Find this post and write your comment or question underneath. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You have a wonderful and fantastic day.